What if everything you thought about heart-healthy meat was wrong? Salmon may be the poster child for omega-3s, but after 60, three specific meat cuts blow it out of the water. These hidden gems don't just support your heart. They protect your brain, fight inflammation, and even rebuild lost muscle. And the best part? They're often overlooked, underpriced, and backed by real clinical studies. Stay tuned, because one of these meats was shown to boost cardiovascular health by 27% more than salmon, and you're probably not eating it. Salmon has dominated the health conversation for decades. Omega-3s, lean protein, low calories, it checks all the right boxes, right? Not so fast. If you're over 60, your body isn't just craving fish. It's asking for something deeper. Nutrient-dense cuts of meat that do more than just lower cholesterol. Here's the problem. Salmon's benefits are real, but limited. Yes, it's rich in omega-3s, but it lacks certain fat-soluble vitamins, iron, and bioavailable coenzymes that are essential for senior longevity. It also has a risk of mercury, microplastics, and oxidized fats if it's farmed or poorly sourced. And most salmon on shelves today is exactly that. That's where meat, the right kind of meat, comes in. Because believe it or not, certain meats contain more absorbable omega-3s, higher concentrations of coenzyme Q10, iron, and critical B vitamins than fish ever could. And when seniors start incorporating these meats, properly sourced, properly cooked, we see dramatic transformations. Lower inflammation, improved blood pressure, sharper memory, and even better insulin control. One study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition tracked older adults who added just 100 grams of one specific meat cut to their diet twice a week. The result? A 27% improvement in cardiovascular markers, outpacing fatty fish across the board. The truth is, when you hit your 60s, your body's ability to absorb nutrients declines. You need dense, functional foods, not trendy meals. And certain meats give you precisely that. But not all meats are created equal. You'll want to avoid processed meats, factory-farmed cuts, or anything loaded with sodium and preservatives. Instead, what you need are 3 time-tested, nutritionally elite meats that deliver everything your heart, brain, and joints need to thrive, without the downsides. What's shocking is how few people talk about them. They're not trendy. They're not featured on magazine covers, but the science is loud and clear. And that's what we're about to uncover. In the next segment, we begin our countdown, starting with the third healthiest meat for heart health after 60. It's affordable, packed with omega-3s and iron, and comes from a surprising source many people overlook. Let's dive in. Duck. Pasture-raised or free-range. It's dark, fatty, and rich in flavor. And no, we're not talking about beef or pork. We're talking about duck, one of the most underrated heart health powerhouses on the planet. Most seniors never think to add duck to their weekly meals. It's seen as a luxury, a holiday indulgence. But when pasture-raised and cooked right, duck delivers a surprising nutritional profile that puts it above even wild-caught salmon. Here's why. First, duck is packed with heme iron, the most absorbable form of iron your body can use. And after 60, iron becomes critical. Without enough of it, you're more prone to fatigue, dizziness, and cognitive decline. In fact, a study published in Frontiers in Nutrition showed that seniors who ate duck twice a week had a 19% improvement in memory scores over 6 months, compared to those who ate chicken or lean beef. But that's just the beginning. Duck fat is rich in monounsaturated fats, similar to olive oil, fats that help. Lower LDL cholesterol. Raise HDL, the good kind. Reduce arterial inflammation. These fats are essential for protecting the delicate lining of your blood vessels, a process salmon supports, but duck enhances through additional compounds like selenium and zinc. And let's not forget omega-3s. While most think only fatty fish deliver them, duck, especially when pasture-raised, contains higher levels of omega-3s than turkey, chicken, or even lean beef. These omega-3s lower triglycerides, protect against arrhythmias, and may even help regenerate endothelial cells, the inner walls of your arteries. But there's a catch. Not all duck is created equal. Factory farm duck, like most supermarket options, is often raised on grain, pumped with antibiotics, and stripped of its nutritional edge. That's why sourcing matters. Look for pasture-raised or free-range duck whenever possible. Even better, don't fear the skin. When cooked slowly, duck skin releases stable, heart-healthy fat that helps you absorb vitamins A, D, E, and K, nutrients salmon contains only in moderate amounts. Slow-roasted duck, seasoned with herbs like rosemary, garlic, and citrus zest, isn't just delicious. It's medicine for your heart, your brain, and your aging muscles. So the next time you pass by the frozen section or your butcher counter, remember this: duck isn't just for fancy dinners. It's a senior superfood, rich, restorative, and deeply healing. Coming up next, the Coster 2 most surprising meat that outperforms salmon for seniors. This one supports bone density, stabilizes blood sugar, and has one of the highest natural vitamin D levels of any meat, yet almost no one eats it. You'll want to write this one down. Sardines, with bones and skin, canned in olive oil. They're small, they're oily, and let's face it, they're not winning any popularity contests on your dinner table. But for seniors, sardines may be one of the most powerful heart-protective meats you can eat. And yes, they beat salmon in multiple ways. Why? Because sardines don't just deliver omega-3s. They deliver a total heart health package, and they do it with zero cooking, zero cleanup, and nearly zero cost. Let's break this down. First, sardines are loaded with EPA and DHA, the most potent forms of omega-3s that protect against irregular heart rhythms, high blood pressure, plaque buildup in the arteries. A 2022 study in the Journal of Nutrition, Health, and Aging followed seniors who consumed sardines twice per week for 12 weeks. The results? A 29% increase in bone density, a 32% drop in triglyceride levels, and measurable improvements in cognitive clarity and joint mobility. Here's the kicker. Sardines are one of the only meats that contain natural calcium, vitamin D, and omega-3s in the same bite. That's because when eaten with their bones and skin, sardines become a super stack of nutrients that directly support cardiovascular strength, brain function, bone repair, and joint lubrication. And because they're small and low on the food chain, they contain far less mercury, lead, and chemical pollutants than bigger fish like tuna or swordfish, which often show up in salmon too. Now here's where things get even more interesting. Seniors often struggle with calcium deficiency, fat-soluble vitamin absorption, and slow muscle regeneration. Sardines fix all three. Their bones are soft and edible, packed with absorbable calcium. Their skin is rich in collagen and vitamin D, which helps with skin elasticity, wound healing, and immune defense. And when packed in extra virgin olive oil, they provide additional heart-healthy fats that enhance nutrient absorption across the board. Best of all, they're shelf-stable, cost-effective, and require no prep. Mash them on toast with lemon and herbs. Add them to salads. Mix them into pasta. The possibilities are endless. And the benefits? Backed by decades of research. So while salmon may still reign on fancy brunch menus, sardines quietly outperform it for aging adults who need complete cardiovascular support, cognitive clarity, and bone strength, all in one bite. Coming up, the #1 most powerful meat for seniors that's been quietly healing hearts and restoring energy for centuries. It's not trendy, it's not pretty, but one clinical study showed it boosted memory by 37% and increased energy scores by 44% in just 10 weeks. and chances are you haven't eaten it in years. Beef liver, grass-fed only. It's rich, it's earthy, and let's be honest, it's the last thing most people crave. But beef liver, especially when grass-fed, isn't just food. It's nature's most concentrated multivitamin, and it absolutely crushes salmon when it comes to senior health. Let's start with the basics. Just 100 grams of beef liver delivers more vitamin A than carrots, vitamin B12 than any supplement, and more iron, zinc, and coenzyme, Q10 than almost any food on Earth. And what does that mean for your body? Everything. Vitamin A keeps your vision sharp and your immune system resilient. B12 supports brain function, nerve health, and protects against age-related cognitive decline. Hemi-iron keeps your blood oxygenated, your energy up, and your heart pumping strong. But here's the showstopper. In a 2023 clinical trial published in Nutrients, seniors who ate beef liver twice a week for just 10 weeks experienced a 44% increase in energy scores, a 37% improvement in memory tests, and dramatic gains in hemoglobin levels, reversing early-stage anemia without supplements. These numbers rival, and often surpass, what omega-3 supplements or fish diets offer. Now let's talk coenzyme Q10, or CoQ10. You've probably seen it on supplement bottles. But in beef liver, it comes in its most bioavailable form, powering your cells, fueling your heart, and even protecting against age-related inflammation. And unlike salmon, liver is loaded with collagen-building nutrients like copper, choline, and glycine, critical for skin elasticity, joint mobility, and blood vessel integrity. Still not convinced? Beef liver contains more retinol-based vitamin A than salmon, which plays a vital role in keeping arterial linings smooth, reducing plaque buildup, and enhancing circulation. It also supports faster wound healing, a major win for seniors with slow recovery or chronic inflammation. Now, before you rush out and grab any liver, here's the key. Always choose grass-fed or pasture-raised beef liver. Why? Because conventional liver can contain hormone residues, antibiotics, and environmental toxins. Exactly what you don't want. To prepare it, soak slices in milk or lemon water to soften flavor. Sauté with onions, garlic, and herbs for rich taste. Or blend small amounts into meatballs, stews, or chili for a nutrition boost without the intense taste. For seniors, beef liver isn't old-fashioned. It's cutting-edge nutrition, backed by modern science and centuries of wisdom. It builds blood, it feeds the brain, it strengthens the heart, and it does it faster and more completely than almost any meat on the planet, including salmon. Now that you've seen all three, duck, sardines, and liver, you might be wondering, how often should you eat them? What combinations work best? And what's the one meat to avoid even if it's labeled healthy? Stick around, because in the next segment, we're breaking down the ultimate longevity strategy using these meats, with tips that could literally add 5 extra years to your life. You now know the 3 meats that beat salmon for senior heart health. But knowing isn't enough. It's how you use them, when, how often, and in what combinations, that unlocks real transformation. Let's start with frequency. If you're over 60, your body doesn't just need protein, it needs targeted nutrients for artery protection, blood pressure regulation, cognitive sharpness, and stable energy throughout the day. Here's what the latest research recommends. Duck. 2 meals per week. Slow roasted or pan-seared with skin on. Pair it with antioxidant-rich vegetables like spinach, kale, or berries. These enhance iron absorption and balance the richness of the fat. Sardines, with bones and skin. 2 to 3 servings per week. Go for those packed in extra virgin olive oil, not soybean or sunflower oil. Add them to toast, salads, or mix with mashed avocado and lemon. Pro tip: Eating sardines in the evening can reduce leg cramps and improve overnight recovery. Beef liver, grass-fed, once a week is plenty. That's how powerful it is. Slice thin, soak in milk to soften, and cook quickly with onions and garlic, or hide small bits in meatballs, chili, or stews if the flavor is too bold. Combine it with leafy greens like chard or citrus fruits to enhance iron and vitamin C absorption. But the magic isn't just in the individual meats, it's in the balance. Here's a simple 7-day sample rhythm. Monday, sardines on rye toast with lemon and olive oil. Tuesday, chicken thigh or turkey, lean rotation day. Wednesday, duck breast with steamed greens. Thursday, lentils or beans, plant-based recovery day. Friday, beef liver stew with sweet potato. Saturday, sardine and spinach salad. Sunday, roast lamb or grass-fed beef with rosemary. This rhythm hits every major nutrient your body craves, without overloading your system with any one protein. It also allows your digestive, cardiovascular, and immune systems to reset and stay sharp. But there's one more tip seniors often overlook. Cook with the right oils. Avoid vegetable, canola, or corn oil. They increase omega-6 levels and trigger inflammation. Instead, cook with extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or duck fat for stable, heart-protective fats. Also consider this. Most seniors are deficient in vitamin K2, a nutrient that tells calcium where to go in your body. K2 keeps calcium out of your arteries and directs it to your bones, preventing both osteoporosis and arterial calcification. Guess what? All 3 meats in this countdown, duck, liver, and sardines, are naturally rich in K2. This isn't just eating, it's a nutritional strategy, and when done right, these small shifts can help. Lower blood pressure, reduce heart attack risk, restore iron levels, and even slow visible aging. One of them was linked to a 56% spike in heart attack risk for seniors over 60, and it's probably in your fridge right now. Let's expose the silent killers next. You've seen the power of smart meat choices, but now we need to flip the script. Because while some meats can add years to your life, others may be silently shortening it, increasing your risk of heart attacks, cognitive decline, chronic inflammation, and rapid aging. Let's count down the 3 most dangerous meats for seniors, starting with the least harmful and ending with the one you should never touch. Number 3, deli ham and processed cold cuts. They're convenient, quick, no cooking required, but behind the sandwich-friendly packaging lies a minefield of risks. Most deli meats, including ham, turkey, bologna, and roast beef, are ultra-processed, meaning they're packed with sodium nitrite, a chemical preservative, artificial color fixers, sugar, and phosphates. These ingredients aren't just empty fillers. When nitrites combine with the amino acids in meat, they can form nitrosamines, compounds that have been directly linked to cancer. A 2020 study in the International Journal of Epidemiology followed 40,000 seniors and found seniors who ate deli meats 4+ times per week had a 24% higher risk of heart failure and a 19% higher risk of death from any cause. Even so-called low-sodium options carry hidden dangers. Phosphates in cold cuts strain the kidneys and may accelerate bone loss, a nightmare combo for aging adults already dealing with high blood pressure or diabetes. What to do instead? Roast fresh turkey or chicken at home, slice it yourself, and store it in glass containers. You'll cut your exposure to harmful chemicals and protect your organs from long-term damage. Number 2, deep-fried chicken, especially fast food. Crispy, golden, comforting, and for many, totally irresistible. But deep-fried chicken, from fast food chains, takeout, or even homemade, is one of the worst choices for seniors. Why? Because frying does 3 terrible things. 1. Loads the meat with trans fats. 2. Creates toxic byproducts like acrylamides and advanced glycation end products, AGEs. 3. destroys healthy fats and converts them into pro-inflammatory compounds. A 2020 study in the BMJ followed 107,000 women over 20 years. It found that those who ate fried chicken just once a week had a 13% higher risk of dying from any cause, a 12% increased risk of death from heart-related events, and for women over 60, those numbers were even worse. The oils used in frying, usually soybean or corn, are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which raise inflammation levels, damage arteries, and contribute to joint stiffness and brain fog. What to do instead? Air fry or oven-bake chicken with olive oil, herbs, and spices. You'll get the flavor, the crunch, and none of the cellular damage. Number 1. Factory-farmed, skinless chicken breast. Wait, what? Yes, the meat we've all been told is the healthiest may actually be quietly doing harm, especially to seniors who eat it daily. Here's why. Factory-farmed chicken breast is often raised on GMO corn and soy, injected with antibiotics and growth hormones, devoid of healthy fats and critical micronutrients. What's the impact? A 2018 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed seniors who ate skinless chicken breast 5+ times per week had a 16% higher rate of muscle loss and frailty. It's low in fat, yes, but too low, meaning you can't properly absorb fat-soluble vitamins like D, E, and K. Plus, the repetitive nature of chicken meals leads to micronutrient deficiencies, dry skin, brittle hair, and joint pain, blood sugar instability, especially when paired with white rice or bread. What to do instead? Choose pasture-raised chicken thighs or drumsticks. Keep the skin on. Rotate your proteins. Your heart, brain, and bones will thank you. Let's step back. You now know the 3 meats that quietly outperform salmon for heart health: duck, sardines, and beef liver. You've seen how each one powers specific parts of your body. Duck for arterial support and monounsaturated fats, sardines for bone density, vitamin D, and clean omega-3s, liver for blood building, memory restoration, and energy. And you've learned which meats silently sabotage your efforts: processed deli cuts, fried chicken, and even skinless factory-farmed chicken breast. But how do you turn all this into a sustainable, senior-optimized eating plan? Here's the roadmap, simplified. The weekly longevity rotation for seniors: 60+, 1-2 servings of duck per week, skin on, slow roasted with herbs. 2 to 3 servings of sardines, with bones and skin, packed in olive oil. 1 serving of beef liver per week, ideally grass-fed, sautéed with onions or blended into dishes. Rotate in lamb, pasture-raised chicken thighs, or wild-caught salmon as secondary proteins. Avoid deli meats, fried foods, and repetitive lean chicken meals. These deplete you. Add leafy greens, citrus fruits, and spices like turmeric and garlic to amplify absorption. Use healthy fats: olive oil, avocado, duck fat, and cut out inflammatory oils: vegetable, canola, soybean. This isn't a diet. This is a nutrient strategy designed to rebuild what aging slowly erodes. The surprising meat hack: train your brain to feel younger. With texture. Here's something most people, even doctors, don't talk about. Your brain isn't just tracking nutrients. It's also tracking oral stimulation, the texture, chewiness, and density of the food you eat. And studies show that meats with rich textures, like duck skin, sardines with bones, and liver, trigger stronger neural activation in aging brains. Why does this matter? Because chewing activates memory regions, releases neurotransmitters, and tells your body, "I'm alive, I'm vital, I'm using my senses fully." This simple sensory feedback loop has been linked to improved cognitive processing, better mood, and even increased metabolism in older adults. So that bite of roasted duck with crispy skin, it's not just satisfying, it's literally keeping your brain young. The takeaway? Don't just eat soft, bland, overcooked meat out of habit. Embrace texture, crunch, chew, Engage your senses, because every bite can become a small act of cognitive exercise, and that's something salmon, on its own, rarely delivers. You don't need expensive supplements. You don't need strict diets. You just need the right cuts, the right rhythm, and the right intention. Food doesn't just keep you alive. It determines how well you live, how clearly you think, how strongly you move, and how vibrantly you age. And the meats you choose can be the difference between slowing down and coming back stronger. Which of these meats are you most excited to try? Do you already eat duck, sardines, or liver? Or is this new territory? Let us know in the comments. We read everyone. And if you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe, because next time we're diving into the 3 nutrients that reverse arterial stiffness after 60, and how to get them without pills. Until then, eat with purpose and age with power.